Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let's chant one round of japa with Srila Prabhupada. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय,
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता एज इट इज की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Srimad Bhagavatam for all session. Let's recite Bhagavad Gita Sloka. We started reciting a new verse yesterday, Bhagavad Gita chapter 10, text 42, the last verse of this chapter. Yes, Aditi Lata Mataji, go ahead. And anyone else who need to go first, please raise your hand.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवर्जुन विष्टाभयम् इदं कृत्स्नम् एकं लभ्याहम् idam kritsnam ekam sena sthito jagat. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Arunita.
Atava brahmati ena kim janatena
Kim gyatena tavarjuna
kim gyatena tavajana vistabhyaham idam kitsna ekam sena stito jagat. Translation. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe.
Hare Krishna. Achintadev Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. No, Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the assembled devotees.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhuji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please repeat. Athava bahunaitena.
Athava bhuve naitena.
Athava bahunaitena.
Athava bhavu naitena.
Kim gyatena tavarjuna.
Kim kya tena tavarjuna.
Vishtabhyaham idam kritsnam.
Vistyabhyam itam krishnam.
Vishtabhyaham idam kritsnam.
Vistyabhyam idam krishnam.
Vishtabhyaham is there. Vishtabhyaham.
Vistyabhyam idam krishnam.
Ekam shena sthito jagat.
Ekam sena sthito jagat.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Translation. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Inya Jai Shri Mataji. Jai Ganesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Atava bahunaitena kim nyatena tavarjuna vishabhyaham idam kritsnam ekam shena sthito jagat. Translation. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe.
Wonderful.
Inya.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Athava bahunaitena kim nyatena tavarjuna vishtabhyaham idam kritsnam ekam shena sthito jagat. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Mataji,
Mataji and Prabhuji are not there?
yes, Mataji.
Okay. Isha.
अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवर्जुन विष्टभ्याहम् idam kritsnam ekam shena sthito jagat. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe.
Krishna Ashish.
अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन विष्टाभ्याहम् इदं कृत्स्नम् एकं शेन स्थितो jagat. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe.
Madhava.
अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवर्जुन विष्टभ्याहम् इदं कृत्स्नम् एकं सेना स्थितो jagat. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe.
Rasapriya.
अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवर्जन विश्रव्याहम् कृत्स्नम् एकांशेन स्थितो भवति. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe.
Sonia Mataji is here. Lokesh, Usha Mataji. Okay, so Priyanka Haripriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mataji, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Atva bahu naitena kim gyaten tava Arjuna vishtabhyaham idam kritsnam ekam shena sthito jagat. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe.
Yes. So I'm sorry, actually I missed Narsimha Leela Chetan Prabhu, Suvarnangi Mataji, Suhrid and Spurti.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. अथवा बहुनैतेन
किं
ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन
ज्ञातेन तवर्जुन विश्ववाहम् इदं
विष्टभ्याहम् इदं कृत्स्नम्
एकं स्तेन स्थितो जगत्.
Say the third line said
विष्टभ्याहम् इदं कृत्स्नम्
yes.
एकं स्तेन स्थितो जगत्.
Yes, thank you. Translation.
But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this delayed knowledge?
Detailed.
With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support the entire universe. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, sir.
अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन विष्टभ्यहम् इदं कृत्स्नम् एकं सेन स्थितो जगत्. Translation. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge with a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन विष्टभ्याहम् इदं कृत्स्नम् एकांशेन स्थितो जगत्. Translation. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams, all glories to Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
अथवा बहुना तेन किं ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन विस्थाप्याहम् इदं कृत्स्नम् एकांशेन स्थितो जगत्. Translation by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Nilambari Radha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada, Jai Mataji, can you please make it lower? Yes. So, thank you.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवर्जुन विष्ठाभ्याहम् idam Krishnam ekam shena sthito jagat. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Vindyavali Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mother. Please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तव अर्जुन विष्टभ्याहमिदं कृष्णम् एकां स्तेन स्थितो जगत्. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sonia Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
अथवा बहुनेतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन विष्टभ्याहम् इदं कृत्स्नम् एकांशेन स्थितो जगत्. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Everyone has recited. And also recite. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, text 42. Athava bahunaitena kim gyatena tavarjuna ishtabhyaham idam kritsnam ekamshena sthito jagat. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. So, just important thing in this verse is the word ekam shena and vishtabhyaham. Vishtabhya has Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, here Srila Prabhupada has given us Vishtabhya means pervading, Vishtabhya aham. So there are 5 meanings to this word, Vishtabhyaham. 5 meanings. One is adhisthana, first one. Second is adhisthata. First is adhisthana. Second is adhisthata. Third one is how do you call it? One who controls. Niyanta. Okay. Fourth is vyapaka. And fifth one is vyapaka and karana. Okay, 5 meanings. First is adhisthana, second is adhishtata, third is niyanta, fourth is vyapaka, fifth is karana. What does adhisthana mean? Adhisthana means one who is the shelter. So अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन विष्टभ्याहम idam kritsnam. What is kritsnam? Kritsnam means entire jagat, means universe. Okay. Adhisthana, he is the shelter of this entire universe. He is the shelter of this entire universe. Who? Krishna is the shelter? No. Ekam Shena, one amsha of himself, is the shelter of this entire Jagat. Who is that? That is actually Karanarnavashai Vishnu, Karanodakashai Vishnu. Because not just this one universe, so many universes are coming from his body. He is the shelter of not just this universe, but so many universes. Adhishtana, right? He is the shelter. And then everything that is inside the universe, they are all sheltered in him also. Second word is Adhishtata. Adhishtata means one who is sitting inside. One who is sitting inside. Who is that? One who is sitting inside?
Paramatma.
Paramatma, yes. And you can also take as Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, who is sitting inside the universe of this Jagat, right? He's sitting in this Jagat. Also, you can take as Paramatma. So, for this particular universe, Paramatma is Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. And for each individual living entity and for every atom, every atom within this whole universe, who is sitting inside? Paramatma, Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. So both of them. Adhishtata. Okay. Because Vishtabhya means he enters. One meaning is enters. That's the meaning Srila Prabhupada has given also. Vishtabhya means enters. Vishtabhyaham. Vishtabhya aham. I enter. Idam kritsnam ekamshena sthito jagat. Okay. So in this entire jagat, I am entering. So then that can be Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. Then the third one is Niyanta. Niyanta means Niyantran karne wala. That means one who is controlling. He is the supreme controller, right? So he is controlling everything. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagadviparivartate. Mayadhyakshena prakriti. This entire prakriti is acting under the supervision of him. So he is Niyanta. Fourth one is Vyapaka. Vyapaka means one who is all pervading. The translation also says that, right? But what need is there, Arjuna, for this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. He's pervading this entire universe. That is why Vyapaka. And the last one is Karana. He is the cause. Again, Karanodakashaya Vishnu is the cause. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the Karana. He is Karana. Of course, ultimately Krishna is the Karana. But Krishna is saying for just this creation, one fragment of myself, Ekam Shena, one fragment of myself is the Adhishtana, Adhishtata, Niyanta, Vyapaka, and Karana. That's all. That's the significant word. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary for the shloka, this shloka 42. Vishtabhyaham. So, what will you do knowing all the details, right? Amongst beasts, I'm the lion, and amongst the demigods, I'm Indra, and amongst the Daityas, I'm Prahlad, like that. So much, Krishna told about his opulences. Finally, Krishna is saying, what will you do knowing all this? Just in one word. And this entire universe is supported and pervaded by just one fragment of myself. That sums up everything. Okay. So now let's read.
Mataji, can I ask?
Yes, Mataji.
Adhisthana, entire world, and Adhisthana is shelter. So, what is this?
Adhishtata means one who is sitting inside.
Oh, one who is sitting inside.
Or you can say one who enters also. Either way. Adhishtata.
But he is the Garbhodakashaya Vishnu.
Actually, this Ekam Shena is Karanodakashaya Vishnu only. So that same Karanodakashayi Vishnu is entering as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, and that same Karanodakashayi Vishnu is all pervading as, Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. He is there in every atom. So here that Ekam Shena refers to Karanodakashayi Vishnu, because he himself enters as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu and he himself pervades as Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. He is there in everyone's heart, like that.
But
So this
Adhisthata,
Ekam
I'm sorry.
Adhishtata.
That is Garbhodakashayi Vishnu.
But this verse Ekam Shena means one fragment. Who is that fragment? That one fragment is Karanodakashayi Vishnu. The same Karanodakashayi Vishnu as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu is entering. You can take it like that. But if you ask which fragment is Krishna talking about here, one fragment, that is Karanodakashayi Vishnu. Because he himself enters as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu and he himself expands as Kshirodakashayi Vishnu.
Okay. Vyapaka is all pervading.
All pervading. And Karana.
Karana is cause of, again, Karanodakashayi. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. So now let's read Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 9, the dynasty of Amshuman. And we are reading about Khatvanga Maharaj. Khatvanga Maharaj, one second. Khatvanga Maharaj, when he heard from the demigods that he has only one moment left, so that one moment is not earthly calculation of one moment. According to Srila Prabhupada, when Srila Prabhupada translated as one moment, then we should understand that one moment is according to the calculation of the demigods. You can take it that way, or you can also take it why Srila Prabhupada is saying one moment, because we should be, if we are given in a moment's notice, we should be able to drop everything and just surrender to Krishna. That's how we should practice our Krishna consciousness. That if we were given just one moment's notice, we should be ready, no problem. It's not like, Srila Prabhupada says this, that he had a friend, I think in Allahabad, yes. He was diagnosed with some disease or something, so he was going to die. And he was pleading with the doctor, "Doctor, can't you please give me 4 more years? I have so many plans. I have to complete all those. Can't you please give?" He was literally begging the doctor, "Can't you give me 4 years more to complete what I started?" So, no, it's not easy. For those who are materialistic, it's not easy to drop everything and be prepared to leave. But for a devotee, no problem. One moment, okay, just drop. Parikshit Maharaj was cursed. Was he like, "Oh my God, what will happen to my kingdom, my wife and my children? Right, I'm still a young man." No, not like that. Immediately, okay, this is Krishna's plan. What should a dying man do? What is the duty? Let me inquire from the sages. Let me prepare for that moment of death. This is the consciousness of a devotee. So Khatvanga Maharaj set an example for that, right? In a moment's notice, you should be, that's how we should train. That's how we should practice Krishna consciousness. If we got a mail saying that you're going to leave your body in one moment or after 1 hour, then we should be all right. Now let's just, okay, no problem, like that. That's how we should live our lives. In other words, live your life as if you're going to leave your body today. If you were to leave your body today, what would be the most important thing that you would be doing that day? What are the things that you would be concerned about if you were to leave your body today, right? That should be our consciousness. We should train our consciousness, because at least Khatvanga Maharaj got a notice. You have 1 moment left. Parikshit Maharaj got a notice. You have 7 days left. What notice do we have? right? What notice do we have? For us, the moment we take birth, the notice is already there. As soon as you take birth, you can die at any moment. At any moment. You don't even know if you have one moment or not. That is our situation. How much more prepared we should be, but the nature of Maya is that we think, yes, he had 1 minute, one moment, and he had 7. I have a whole life. I have a whole life. Even somebody who is in his 40s, mid 40s, late 40s or 50s, they won't accept it that I'm getting close to death. Oh, if we talk about death, it's like they don't like, oh, I still have to, I'm not dying so early, right? I live, I still have life.
Today I am hale and healthy and I live forever. That's
Yeah.
what we think. But we
Yes.
don't know when we get sick and when we die.
Yes. So this is the lesson. When Khatvanga Maharaj's example is given, this is the lesson. One moment. How? And then did it happen all of a sudden? Did he get that realization just when he heard that he's going to leave his body? Then immediately he got a realization that, oh, no, he was never interested. Right from childhood, he was always interested. He was not interested in anything other than service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he was a pure devotee. We understand from this explanation here. So what was he contemplating when he heard this? That's what we were reading, how he was thinking. So let's quickly go
This is
back.
a lesson for all of us, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Bhagavatam is a big lesson for all of us. But after reading this also, not many of us have that feeling. Like you said, one day each day is deducting one day in a life. But we don't think.
Yeah. But the medicine will act. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. If we simply serve Bhagavatam every day, how do we serve Bhagavatam? We hear, we speak, we chant, we recite. That's how we serve Bhagavatam. Nityam bhagavata sevaya nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu. So whatever abhadras are there, uh, which are not allowing us to take it seriously, to understand the seriousness of what is being taught, simply by paying oral reception to the Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, Nityam, what happens? All unwanted things will be removed from the heart. So that's our only hope. That's our only hope. Of course, we make endeavor from our side, but the nature of being surrounded by the material modes is that we read now, like Mataji was saying the other day, Aditi Lata Mataji. So when I hear Bhagavatam, I feel very inspired, and as soon as I enter into the world outside, I'm driving the car, somebody cuts my way, and then I get angry, like that. So we tend to forget, but nothing is lost. This is eternal, right? Any devotional service we perform, it's not temporary, it's there in the consciousness, it's not lost. But our conditioning is so deep, it is so deep, it's so thick, it has to penetrate inside. So therefore we need more dose, right? Regular dosage of Srimad Bhagavatam, and then all those thick layers of ignorance will be removed. It will penetrate into our heart, and one day, by Krishna's mercy, we will actually see, we will realize. I am very hopeful. It will happen.
Battery charging every day.
Oh, mine?
No, I'm talking about
Okay.
body battery charging.
So text 44, what is Maharaj Katwanga, or text 43, what is Maharaj Katwanga thinking? He thought, not even my life is dearer to me than the Brahminical culture and the Brahmanas. Nothing is dearer than the Brahmanas. Then 44 is saying, even in my childhood, I was never attracted to insignificant things or irreligious principles. No, irreligious principles, I was never interested in those. I didn't find anything more substantial than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even in my childhood. I was never attracted. And what does he consider as most dear? The Brahmanas and Brahminical culture. And he was never interested, he didn't think anything was more substantial than the Supreme Personality of Godhead or service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The demigods, yes, they can give many benedictions. They wanted to give me some benediction, but I was not interested. I was not interested in their benediction. I did not desire those benedictions. Why? Because I am only interested in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I didn't want the benedictions that they gave. Why? This is also important. The benediction, the demigods want to give me some benedictions, but what is their own position? Even though they are so exalted, so advanced, they are giving benedictions, but they themselves are under illusion. They themselves get agitated, right, in their mind, senses, intelligence. What kind of benedictions can they give me? The benedictions that they give me will also be not of value. But of course, the point that Khatvanga Maharaj was making was that the demigods are so exalted, if they become bewildered, right, by these modes, what to speak of us human beings? Such exalted persons become bewildered, then what is the position of human beings? So therefore, what should we do? We should take shelter of the Supreme Lord. So now, text 47. Whose turn is it today? I think Achinta Dev Prabhu and Aditi Lata Mataji, right?
Yes, Mataji.
अथेश माया रचितेषु संगम गुणेषु गंधर्वपुरोपमेषु रूढं प्रकृत्यात्मनि विश्वकर्तुर्भावेन हित्वा तमहं प्रपद्ये. Mataji.
Therefore, I should now give up my attachment for things created by the external energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I should engage in thought of the Lord and should thus surrender unto Him. This material creation, having been created by the external energy of the Lord, is like an imaginary town visualized on a hill or in a forest. Every conditioned soul has a natural attraction and attachment for material things, but one must simply give up this attachment and surrender unto Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, the demigods, even the demigods who are so exalted, they are also conditioned by the modes. Then what to speak of us, human beings, who don't have the advantages that the demigods have. So then what should we do? Like we were reading in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Rupa Goswami says to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are more fallen, millions of times more fallen than Jagai and Madhai. So therefore our claim is first to your mercy. The more you are fallen, the more you are qualified to receive the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Patita Pavana, the deliverer of the fallen. The more a person is fallen, the more, his claim comes first. He's first in the line to receive the mercy of Mahaprabhu. The more a person is fallen. That does not mean we should become fallen, more and more fallen to get the mercy. Not that we willingly do. Those who are fallen, we are already fallen. But also Mahaprabhu's condition is that, yes, whatever you have done in the past, I'm going to erase everything. But you promise that you won't repeat it. Right? Not that, oh, I'll get the mercy of Mahaprabhu, so I'll keep committing sinful activities. I'll become more and more fallen and then I'll get mercy of Mahaprabhu. We cannot cheat. So, but those who are already fallen, really fallen, the more a person, Rupa Goswami is saying, we are so fallen, we are serving a Mlecha Yavana king, right? We are worse than Jagai and Madai. They didn't serve under any Mlecha or Yavana. They were born in a Brahmana family, so they didn't serve under any low class person. We are serving a low class man, so we are more fallen than Jagai and Madai. Like this they say. So, here Maharaj Khatvanga is thinking, we are human beings. We are so much more fallen than the demigods, right? They are in exalted position and they become bewildered by Maya. And what to speak of us? We are so low, so even more we'll be bewildered. Then what should we do? What should we do? We should do only one thing, surrender to the Supreme Lord, because He is the master of even the demigods, isn't it? So here in this verse, Khatvanga Maharaj is saying, therefore, I should now give up my attachment for things created by the external energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The demigods were offering him some benedictions, isn't it? What can the demigods give? Only those things which are created by the external energy of the Lord. They cannot give, the demigods don't have the power to give spiritual benedictions. Liberation can only be given by Lord Vishnu or Krishna, of course, but not by the demigods. They cannot give liberation. They cannot give any spiritual benedictions. They can only give material benedictions. So, Khatvanga Maharaj is saying, because they themselves are affected by the modes, then I should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I should give up all attachment to the material things which are created by the external energy, and I should surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I should engage in the thought of the Lord and should thus surrender unto Him. This material creation, having been created by the external energy of the Lord, now what is this material creation like? Everyone is attached to this material world, right? See, next slide. Every conditioned soul has a natural attraction and attachment for material things. So when we are conditioned in this world, that means we are not liberated yet. So every person who is not yet liberated will have a natural attraction to material things. Then what should he do? He should understand by his intelligence coming from Shastra that this material creation is just like an imaginary town. It's an imaginary town, it's not a real town, right? Imaginary town visualized on a hill or in a forest. Do you find towns in a forest? No. The same thing, similar thing is said by Rahugana, Jada Bharat to Rahugana in the 5th canto. Like in the forest, there is a castle, right? There is a castle in the forest. Forest is what this material existence is compared to a forest, right? So like that. So here it is said, imagine it, this material existence or material things, right? Or this material creation or materialistic way of life is like an imaginary town on a hill or an imaginary town in the forest. That means it does not exist. You are imagining that it is there. And in other places, material life is compared to a dream. This is not our reality. This is a temporary, just like dreams. You dream at night, and then when you wake up, it's gone. It's gone. You have no, it's not relevant to your life when you're awake. Whatever you see in the dream, it's over. You wake up and then that's different. It's a different world. It has no connection with your life here, isn't it? So similarly, material things and our attachment to material things, whether it be wealth or whether it be, patriotism to your country or to your community or family, friendship, love, all these things, attachment to material things, it's like a dream or it's like an imaginary town. That means it has no connection with the reality. What is the reality? The reality is I'm a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then what are the activities of a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. This is my reality. But forgetting the reality, we are in a dream. oh, this is my family and this is my, you know, my, all the degrees that I have, right? And this is my wealth, this is my property. I have so much property here, there, and everywhere. And I have such a big family, my sons, grandsons, great grandsons, uncles, aunties, nephews, a big family, and we belong to this caste, this and that. Everything is like a dream. It has no connection with the reality, your reality, our reality. That's what is being said. So then what should we do? We should give up. It is a fact that every, so you understand the reality, every condition, I mean reality means understand the fact here, that every conditioned soul has a natural attraction to material things. Otherwise, why he is in this material world? Accept that, yes, we have. See, unless you know that there is a disease, will you even try to treat it? You should first admit it. You have a disease and you pretend like, no, I'm fine, I have no disease, I'm okay. You won't take any medicine. So you should acknowledge, yes, I'm sick, there is a disease here. So understand, every conditioned soul has an attraction to material things. But what should we do? Khatvanga Maharaj is saying, but one must give up this attachment. One must give up this attachment and surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why? Because these material things are imaginary. They are not reality. They are not reality. Material things means the things are not false. My conception that this is mine and I'm going to enjoy and I'm going to live happily here and these are my people, this is my whatever, right? I and mine. The conception of identifying with the body and everything related to the body to be mine, that conception is false. That is false. The things themselves are not false because it is after all the Lord's energy. Right? So this is the difference between the Advaita philosophy and the Vaishnava philosophy. Advaita philosophy says everything is false. This body is false. Right? You touch your body, is it false? No, it's there. It's made of earth, water, fire, air, ether. It's there, it's real. But my identifying with this body, thinking that this is me, this is who I am, that is false. So we have to give that up. Give that up, that attachment to material things, give it up and surrender to the Supreme Lord. This is what Khatvanga Maharaj is thinking. Purport. So, Prabhuji read. Prabhuji has to read, no?
Yes, Mataji. When passing through a mountainous region in an airplane, one may sometimes see a city in the sky with towers and palaces. One may see similar things in a big forest. This is called a Gandharva Pura, a phantasmagoria.
Phantasmagoria.
A phantasmagoria. Sorry. This entire world resembles such a phantasmagoria, and every materially situated person has an attachment for it. But Kartavanga Maharaj, because of his advanced Krishna consciousness, was not interested in such things. Even though a devotee may engage in apparently materialistic activities, he knows his position very well. Nirbandha Krishna de yuktam vairagyam uchyate. If one engages all material things in relation with the loving service of the Lord, one is situated in yukta vairagya, proper renunciation. In this material world, nothing should be accepted as one's sense gratification. Everything should be accepted for the service of the Lord. This is the mentality of the spiritual world. Maharaj Khatvanga advises that one gives up material attachments and surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus one achieves success in life. This is pure Bhakti Yoga, which involves Vairagya Vidya, renunciation and knowledge.
1 second. Let me go down. Okay. Maybe the next person can read that.
Yes,
Thank you. Inba.
Mataji?
Inba, you can read Vairagya
Yes.
Vidya Nijam.
Yes, Mataji. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shiksharthamekah Purusha Puranaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradhari Kripambudhiryastamaham Prapadye. Mataji, Inba will read the
Okay.
text. Let me surrender unto the personality of Godhead, who has appeared now as Lord Sri Krishna, as Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the ocean of all mercy and has come down to teach us material detachment, learning, and devotional service to himself. Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka 6.74. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inaugurated this movement of Vairagya Vidya by which one detaches himself from material existence and engages in loving devotional service. The Krishna consciousness movement of devotional service is the only process by which to counteract our false prestige in this material world.
Yes, thank you. So we read in the translation that one should give up this attachment to material things. Although all conditioned souls have an attraction to material things, one should give up this material attraction. Why? Because these material things, attraction to material things is like a phantasmagoria or Gandharvapura. Gandharvapura means that which does not exist, it's imaginary. Like Akasha Pushpa. Akasha Pushpa means there's a flower in the sky. Flowers don't come in the sky, they come on trees and plants. But this is an imaginary fly that grows in this imaginary flower that grows in the sky. Similarly, there is Gandharvapura. In the sky there's a town. So attachment to material things is like that. Imaginary. This is Maya. Maya means what? Ma Yaha. Yaha means this. Ma means no, it's not there. Maya means that which is not there. Right? So it gives you this impression that you do this, you become happy. And then you start chasing it, endeavoring to, because once I get that, I'm going to become happy. You get it, and still there's no happiness. Oh, next, this one didn't give, but that one will give you. Then you start running again after that one. You get that, again there's no happiness. Like that. So the best example for this is a mirage in the desert. The animal sees that there is water there and it's running. And the more it runs, the further the water is going away. But it is just at a distance where it appears like, I'm going to get it just now. Just if I run a little bit more, I'm going to catch it. But it's not able to see that as long as I'm running, it's moving away from him. He's constantly thinking, I'm getting closer, I'm getting closer. It's right here, it's right here. Let me run a little bit more. But the more he runs, the further it's going away. This is Maya. So what should an intelligent person do? Tatvanga Maharaj is saying, there is no water, my dear friend. There is no happiness in this material attachment. Give up this attachment. Wake up. There is no happiness here. There is no water there. In that, it's just a mirage. Give up this attachment. Surrender to Krishna. So now the next question is, in the purport Srila Prabhupada is explaining, right? Give up means what? Just like the Gyanis, just drop everything and just stop everything. give up because this world is false? No. Vairagya means not simply giving up. Prabhupada says, if somebody said, I am renouncing the Bank of America, from now onwards, I am, I'm renouncing. Who are you to renounce the Bank of America? Is it your father's property? Do you own that bank? Similarly, we don't own anything here. We don't even own our body. It was given by father and mother. And to father and mother also, they also don't know how the body is developing. The mother is planning every day that, oh, today the hands, I will make the hand, like she's stitching a dress. Is she making the body of the child herself? Yes, Aditi Lata Mataji is saying monkey renunciation. Yeah, so no, everything is being done by Prakriti. We are not doing anything. Nothing belongs to us. Nothing belongs to us. Right? So when you say I'm renouncing something, first you should own, then you will renounce it. So real renunciation means, also another example, you find, something on somebody loses a purse, right? You are walking on the street and you see a purse fallen. So three types of people are there. One person who sees the purse, he thinks, oh, he'll pick it up and say, oh, there's money, I'll put it in my pocket, and he'll go away. First one. Second type of a person, he sees the person, he thinks, that's not mine. Whoever it is, they'll come back and they'll take it. I'll just go in. I shouldn't covet others' property. This is not mine, leave it there. He'll go away. Third person, what he will do? Oh, looks like somebody lost this purse. Let me see if there is any address or phone number there. I can call them and let them know that I found the purse. You can come and collect it. Who is the best here? The third one is the best. Third one is the best. Who is the worst? The first one. So the first one is that guy who's attached to material things. Why? And he wants to enjoy it. It's not your property, my dear friend. How you will enjoy it? It doesn't belong to you. So, Aditi Lata Mataji saying. So, nowadays, I'm sorry, I read hers and I'm also saying nowadays. So, taking that, trying to enjoy, that is a thief. You'll be called a thief because it's not yours. Now, the second class is Jnani, right? I will renounce all this. I am renouncing. This world is false. I am renouncing everything. What will you renounce? What is there for you to renounce? You don't own anything. So real renunciation means you have to give it back to the person that it belongs to. Engage everything in the service of the master who owns everything. He owns your body. He owns your senses. He owns everything. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Right? He is the controller. He is the proprietor of everything. Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. So then, whatever is his property, you engage in his service. That is the highest renunciation. This is Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya means whatever can be used in the service of the Lord, you use it for him. Not that, oh, this is Maya, I reject. No, if it can be used in the Lord's service, why you have to reject it? Use it in the Lord's service. What we have to renounce is our attachment to sense gratification, our desire to enjoy it ourselves. That's what has to be renounced, not the things themselves. You collect fruit and then you offer it to Krishna. And when you offer it to Krishna, don't offer it with the intention that I'm offering, now I will enjoy after it comes back. Right? So you offer it to Krishna and then you distribute prasadam, distribute it to others. So you are not, so what we have to work on is our consciousness. Our consciousness is we think we are the enjoyers. We want to enjoy. That's what we have to give up.
Mataji,
That
what
is
is
real renunciation.
sorry.
Go
What
ahead.
is it? Maya you explained? Maya means?
Ma yaha. Yaha means this. Ma means it is not.
Oh,
Maya means that which is not.
Thank you.
Sure. So, in this purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying, first thing is about this Maya, Gandharvapura, phantasmagoria. This entire world resembles such a phantasmagoria. Every materially situated person has attachment for it. It is Maya, it is not there because it is phantasmagoria, it is imaginary, that happiness, but he has attachment to it. Every materially situated person has attachment for it. We all know that we are going to die. We all know that when we took birth, we didn't bring anything. Somehow or other, we took birth into a particular family, and we see our grandfather dying, our great grandparents. We don't even know their names now, right? 2-3 generations you go back, you don't even know anything about them. And then, so that means I will also die. When I came, I didn't bring anything, and I'm going to die. Still, I have attachment, isn't it? This, that, so many things, attachment in this world. Every materially situated person has attachment to this Maya. Although, this is the irony, although it is temporary, not just temporary, and that attachment is actually an illusion. Still, every materially situated person is attached to it. Materially situated person. But Khatwanga Maharaj is not a materially situated person. He is a Krishna conscious devotee. He is not interested in such things. This is the contrast. This is the contrast. Actually, today's Srila Prabhupada's quote, anyway, that's different. That's different. But yeah, I'll just tell you today's Prabhupada's quote is that what is the difference between a devotee and a non-devotee? So in this context, what we were reading, I was thinking, Hare Krishna. Devotee and non-devotee. Devotee means here one who is not attached. He's not thinking of his sense gratification, right? Non-devotee means he's attached in this context. But today's quote, Srila Prabhupada says, what is the difference between devotee and non-devotee? Devotee means his consciousness is like a honeybee. Non-devotee means his consciousness is like a fly. Honeybee is always going after honey. Fly is always going after nasty things, sores, right? Nasty, obnoxious things. So devotee's consciousness is, he only looks at the good qualities in others. He pays no attention to the bad qualities. His attention doesn't even go there. Even though the person may be filled with bad qualities, his attention only goes to the good qualities in that person, the devotional qualities in that person. Whereas a non-devotee, that person may have so many good qualities, but one small bad quality is there, his attention goes to that only. Oh, this is the difference between devotee and non-devotee. So then we can see what is my consciousness. When I look at people or when I look at devotees, what is it that I am seeing? Am I seeing all the devotional service that they're doing, or am I seeing faults? So anyway, it's not related directly to what we are reading, but about the difference between devotee and non-devotee. When Srila Prabhupada said this, in the purport, I remembered that. But here in this context, difference between devotee and non-devotee. Devotee means he won't use anything for his sense gratification, right? Like Khatwanga Maharaj. Because he's advanced in Krishna consciousness, he was not interested in these things. That means the phantasmagoria. Sometimes you see the devotee is apparently engaged in materialistic activities, apparently, but he's not attached to them. That's, the pure devotee who's working to set example to others. He's doing everything, but he's not attached to anything. Like, how do you know that? When he's tested, you will understand. Like Parikshit Maharaj, the emperor, he's doing so many, right? We saw before he was cursed, he went out to see, if there's proper law and order in his kingdom. He saw Kali. So he's engaging in activities, punishing. But how do you know if he's a pure devotee or not? When he was cursed, he just dropped everything. No attachment, no attachment. About Parikshit Maharaj's kingdom, it is said, even he had no enemies because everyone, even if he went to fight somebody, they would voluntarily, he was so powerful, they would just come and fall on his feet and surrender without even fighting. They would give him tributes by his own power. Besides that, he had, he's coming from the family of the Pandavas who were related to Krishna. And he was young and he was strong and everybody loved him. Such a nice situation he had. His treasury was full. Everybody loved him. But when he got the notice that you'll die in 7 days, he just dropped everything. He dropped everything, renounced everything. Renounced means, that was also one of the questions, right? His body is meant for the service of others. How he could give up that body like that, they had asked. So of course he was cursed and he accepted it. This is the Lord's plan. Fine. No attachment. No attachment to body, no attachment. Because he's not thinking of his sense gratification. He's not thinking of his sense gratification. So that's the difference between devotee and non-devotee. Non-devotee will be attached to those things. Devotee will not be attached. He knows his position very well. Even if he's mingling, right, working in this world, mingling with materialistic people, he's not attached. This is Vairagya. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandha Yuktam Vairagya Muchyate. Whatever can be used in the Lord's service, he will use it. If one engages all material things in relation with the loving service of the Lord, one is situated in Yukta Vairagya. Even though he is doing so many activities, but he doesn't try to enjoy any of that. Whatever he is dealing with, the only purpose he is dealing with them is to engage them in the Lord's service. Then he is renounced, even though he is in this world. Ambarish Maharaj was a king. He had all opulences. But everything was meant for the service of the Lord. His body, his mind, his senses, everything. His family, his wife, right? He was engaging his wife also in deity worship, the way he was engaging in the Lord's service. His citizens, his subjects, everybody was engaged in the service of the Lord. If one engages all material things in relation with the loving service of the Lord, he is situated in Yukta Vairagya. This is proper renunciation. Using things in the service of the Lord is actual renunciation. Nothing should be accepted for one's sense gratification. Everything should be accepted only for the service of the Lord. And when one has this type of mentality, then he is in the spiritual world. He's already liberated, even while in this body, in this world. He's in the spiritual world. And Maharaj Khatwanga had this type of consciousness. Right? So he's advising that one should give up material attachments, surrender to the Lord. That means you give up attachment to enjoying the things for yourself, rather use those things for the service of the Lord. This is detachment. This is renunciation. So there's a quote from Sri Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka by Kavi Karnapur. Vairagya Vidya Nicham. Okay. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching this Vairagya Vidya. What is that Vairagya Vidya? Renunciation means use it in Krishna's service. Yes. So he is teaching us material detachment. Don't accept anything for your sense gratification. Bhalo na khaibe, bhalo na podibe, right? And then don't dress opulently. Of course, these instructions were given to Raghunath Das Goswami, who was in the renounced order, Babaji, right? The Goswamis. So, but that was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. Don't dress opulently, don't eat opulently, don't do Gramya Katha, don't talk Prajalpa, Anything which is not related to Krishna consciousness. Don't engage in such talks. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching this Vairagya Vidya. Use everything in the Lord's service. You have a propensity to talk about Krishna. You like to, you have interest in buying nice clothes, buy clothes for Krishna, jewelry for Krishna, decorate. You like to dress up nicely, dress Krishna up nicely. You dress up Krishna, you start looking beautiful. You dress Krishna, decorate Krishna nicely, you become beautiful. More beautiful than if you dressed yourself up nicely. You feed Krishna nicely, then you'll become fully satisfied. More than if you ate yourself all nice foodstuffs. This is renunciation. Serve Krishna. The best things which you want for yourself, offer all those to Krishna. This is renunciation. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching this. Right? He is the ocean of all mercy. He has come down to teach us material detachment, learning, and devotional service to himself. He inaugurated this movement of Vairagya Vidya, by which one detaches himself from material existence and engages in loving devotional service. So, the Hare Krishna movement, ISKCON, Krishna consciousness movement, whatever you want to call, this is the only way to counteract the false prestige of this material world. That means how to actually, Katvanga Maharaj is saying you should give up attachment to material things. Srila Prabhupada is telling us how to do that. Of course, Katvanga Maharaj said you have to surrender, right? So Srila Prabhupada is saying how exactly you do that. It's not about giving up the material things. Use everything that you have in serving the Lord. So this Krishna consciousness movement is the only way to giving up this false prestige of material enjoyment or false attachment. That's the only way. So we will stop Srimad Bhagavatam reading here. So Inba read today. Inya will read tomorrow. Okay? Inya, then Mataji, Prabhuji, if they are there, they'll read tomorrow. I'll read Bhagavad Gita and Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit. Bhagavad Gita, continuation of introduction. Yeah. So, yesterday we read that so what do you get by reading Bhagavad Gita, right? What are the topics in Bhagavad Gita and what? So Bhagavad Gita tells you about this material world, right? And how in this material world there are the three modes, right? Your activities are of three types, three modes. The food that we take is of three modes. And according to the food that we eat and the activities that we do, we get different destinations. And if we study Bhagavad Gita properly, we can go to the highest destination. What is that destination? The spiritual sky. And then when you talk about the destination, what type of activities happen there? That is our constitutional position, right? That is bhakti. That is the activity that goes on there. So from Bhagavad Gita, we understand that we have an intimate relationship with the Lord. Also, another thing that we read is that spiritual world is Sanatan Dhamma. Okay, the spiritual world is called Sanatan Dhamma, and the activities that go on in the Sanatan Dhamma are called Sanatan Dharma, which is nothing but bhakti. And then one more point that is said: the spiritual world is Sanatan. We living entities are Sanatan. The Lord is also Sanatan. Sanatan means eternal. Then this is common between all the Lord's abode, the Lord and the living entities. Everyone is eternal. That means there is an intimate relationship because we are all similar. We are all similar because we are all eternal. Qualitatively, we are all Same, we're all eternal. The Lord, the living entities, His abode. So, what is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita? To now revive our eternal activity, which is bhakti. So, by reading Bhagavad Gita, one will engage in bhakti. The Supreme Lord and His transcendental abode are both Sanatan, as are the living entities, and the combined association of the Supreme Lord and the living entities in the Sanatan abode is the perfection of human life. Okay. So, what is the highest goal achievable? The combined association of the Lord and the living entities in the Sanatan Dham. That is the perfection. The Lord is very kind to the living entities because they are His sons. Lord Krishna declares in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Yonishu, Aham Bija Pradapita. I am the father of all different species, I am the father. Of course, there are all types of living entities according to their various karmas. But here the Lord claims that He is the father of all of them. Therefore, the Lord descends to reclaim all of these fallen conditioned souls, to call them back to the Sanatan eternal sky, so that the Sanatan living entities may regain their eternal Sanatan positions in eternal association with the Lord. The Lord comes Himself in different incarnations, or He sends His confidential servants as sons or His associates or acharyas to reclaim the conditioned souls. Therefore, Sanatan Dharma does not refer to any sectarian process of religion. It is the eternal function of the eternal living entities in relationship with the eternal Supreme Lord. Sanatan Dharma refers, as stated previously, to the eternal occupation of the living entity. Sripad Ramanujacharya has explained the word Sanatan as that which has neither beginning nor end. Yeah, when you say eternal, it goes both ways. Eternal means Ananta, there is no end, and also there is no beginning, right? Sanatan. So, when we speak of Sanatan Dharma, we must take it for granted on the authority of Sripad Ramanujacharya that it has neither beginning nor end. Sanatan Dharma. It cannot be one religion that came into existence at some point in history. That is not Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma means it's the eternal religion of the living entity. Okay. What's going on? 1 second. No less Sri Srila Prabhupada Leela Amritam. I'll bookmark it later. Srila Prabhupada wrote to Sumati Morarji, right? We finished that letter yesterday. So he was telling how to Sumati Morarji in the letter that, the Christians have spread because they have enough support, but we don't have any support. But although they have so much support, they are not able to solve the problems of the world. We can actually solve the problems. We can check communism by the strength of Srimad Bhagavatam. But we need somebody to sponsor this. So Srila Prabhupada is deliberately planting a seed of inspiration in Sumati Morarji through this letter. Next, November 8th, Prabhupada wrote to his god brother Tirtha Maharaj, who had become president of the Gaudiya Mutt, to remind him that their spiritual master Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had a strong desire to open preaching centers in the Western countries. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had several times attempted to do this. Do what? Establish centers in the Western countries. By sending sannyasis to England and other European countries. But Prabhupada noted, without any tangible results. I have come to this country with the same purpose in view, and as far as I can see, here in America, there is very good scope for preaching the cult of Lord Chaitanya. If you remember, when Srila Prabhupada wrote to Sumati Morarji, in that it is said that people they are very receptive to Indian music, Indian culture, just to see how the Americans are receiving. Srila Prabhupada went to see a dance performance. And there he saw so many Americans had come and they were actually appreciating. And also in the yoga, Dr. Mishra's yoga studio, so many Americans were coming. That means they were receptive to Indian, uh, the music, the culture, and the food, the yoga system. But unfortunately, they were being exploited by the cheating gurus. They were not being given the right thing. Like this, Srila Prabhupada wrote to Sumati Morarji. So now he's writing to his god brother that there is a good field in America. People are receptive like that. I have come to this country with the same purpose in view. What was the view? To open centers in the Western countries. And as far as I can see here in America, there is very good scope for preaching the cult of Lord Chaitanya. Prabhupada pointed out that there were certain Mayavadi groups who had buildings but were not attracting many followers. They had buildings but not people were not coming. But he had talked with Swami Nikhilananda of the Ramakrishna Mission, who had given the opinion that the Americans were suitable for Bhakti Yoga. Yeah, they don't come here, but they will come to Bhakti Yoga. They are suitable for Bhakti Yoga. Who is saying this? From the Mayavad school. One Swami was saying, they will go to Bhakti Yoga. So Prabhupada is telling his god brother, I'm here and see a good field for work, right? They will come to Bhakti Yoga. But I'm alone, without men and money. To start a center here, we must have our own buildings. So we'll continue tomorrow. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you all very much.
Mataji, can you hear me?
Yes.
I have one question. That is, we are Sanatan, as we were discussing. So we know that we are like one drop of ocean water, and he's the ocean. So, but he made us different. So every individual person have different qualities and different nature. So that's because he wants to enjoy different taste. But my question is, what I knew that in the spiritual world also we have senses, but those are spiritual senses. So like in material world, we are made of different combinations of three modes. So in spiritual world, do we read anywhere that different combinations of something is there? Do we have material modes there also? I mean, not material modes, of course, spiritual modes.
Yes, I had asked this question to His Holiness Varshana Swami Maharaj many years ago. And Maharaj said, yes, in the spiritual world also there are the modes, but they are not material, they are spiritual. And they're all meant for pleasing Krishna. That's why you see different characters even in the spiritual world, right? You see Jatila and Kutila scheming, right? Why? It's just to increase the rasa, right? For Krishna to taste. So somebody is angry. So here you would say angry means the mode of passion, and so those things are there, but they're not material at all. They're not material. They're completely, everything in the spiritual world is made of Swarupa Shakti. And in the material world, it's made of Bahiranga Shakti. That's the difference. This is external energy, that is internal energy. So yes, there also there is mind, there is intelligence, senses are there, bodies are there, but they are all made of Swarupa Shakti, the internal energy of the Lord. So there is no avidya, there is no ignorance there. It's all Sachidananda.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. And for the Rakshasas and all, like whom Krishna used to kill, so in the spiritual world, like in Goloka?
No, they are not there in the spiritual world. There are no demons. That demons and killing the
Abhasha is
demons
there, no?
happens only when Krishna comes here. In the spiritual world, but in the spiritual world, they talk about the demons, but the demons never appear. I heard like that.
Yeah, I also heard in a lecture. Abhasha is there, that feeling.
Yeah, they talk that, oh, that demon and like that, but actually nobody sees the demons. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees.